here in New York. Hi, everybody on Facebook. This is Elektra Yao, entertainment attorney, immigration attorney located here in New York. As you guys know, I have offices in New York City and in New Jersey, and we work with clients all over the world. Just so you know, the very exciting news this week for me and the firm. Tomorrow, I'm going to be speaking at Cardozo Law School about my experience as an attorney, a woman attorney, a female attorney, and running my own law firm. So thank you guys for all of your support and everything and following me. Make sure to follow me, like this video, share this video so that everyone can get this valuable information. Now, today I wanted to talk to you about something that's really, really simple that probably you have these questions yourself as well. But I wanted to talk to you about the top 3 questions that I get about O-1 visas that don't necessarily pertain to the criteria or the requirements for an O-1. So the first question that I always get is, do I need a high salary to qualify for the O-1? Now, most people who are applying for a work visa know about the H-1B visa, where there is what we call a prevailing wage requirement, where you are required to make a certain amount of money. The reason for this is the government wants to protect international workers and foreign workers from exploitation from, or potential exploitation from, U.S.-based companies. So in the past, foreign professionals were paid a lower wage compared to their U.S. counterparts, and that's why we have something called the prevailing wage. So does this exist? Does this prevailing wage exist for the O-1? Now, the short answer to that is no. There's no salary requirement for the O-1. However, be wary of not earning too much income, because I have not received these RFEs personally, but I have seen RFEs where the officer discusses or explores, federal labor laws and wage laws for the state that you're working in. So just be mindful that while there is no requirement for a high wage, you should be making a livable salary. So you want to contextualize this with, your field, the field that you're working in, where you're living. Obviously, you can live in New York City and make, I filed successful cases with as low as a $12,000 salary, and I filed cases with as high as a $1 million salary. So you just want to make sure that you have some sort of living wage and that you're making a fee that's appropriate for your industry. The second question I always get is, how can I apply for the O-1 and how can I find work? How can I find a job to be able to include in my petition? Well, this is a question that I get asked daily. How can I find work? And it's not something that I can do. I do not help clients find work. Lawyers do not introduce clients to employment agencies or things of that nature. It is a conflict of interest for us. We are invested in the outcome of the petition, so we cannot direct you to employment. It would be a conflict of interest. This is something that probably you would need to explore on your own. And clients ask every day, or potential clients ask every day, well, how am I supposed to secure work for the full 3 years? Again, this is outside the scope of what an attorney is supposed to do. It is your responsibility to present to the attorney the employment that you are going to undertake during the next 3 years if you want the full 3 years for your O-1 visa. Again, there's no requirement for the full 3 years. I've done O-1 visas that have lasted as little as a week. It really just depends on how long your employment lasts. But can a lawyer get involved in seeking out and securing employment for you? The answer is no. Is it possible to secure work for the next 3 years in your field? And the answer is yes. I've done successful petitions for models, for actors, for performers, for fashion photographers. And it is a well-known fact in the industry that these industries, kind of go day by day, like things change daily. But have my clients been able to secure work? Absolutely. The people that they're working with understand the importance of the O-1 visa, understand how important it is for them to be able to work in the U.S. for the next 3 years, and they hire them for, the following 3 years. So whatever industry you're in, just know that even the most volatile industries, even the most disruptive industries, like the modeling industry, um, performing arts. We all know that sometimes you can't perform a show because you lose funding, or the director pulls out, or the producer pulls out. These things happen. But it is your responsibility as the client to secure the work, present the work to the attorney so that the attorney can work on the legal documents, which includes a deal memo, a letter of intent, a contract, a job offer, an employment agreement. These documents have many different names. It depends on how the attorney calls them, but it is definitely a requirement for the O-1. Now, the third question I always get asked is, what are my chances of getting approved? And I think that we all, as human beings, want that reassurance. Like, we want to know, okay, I'm investing my time, my energy, my resources into this O-1 journey, and I just want to know, like, am I going to get approved? And I completely understand that sentiment. I think it is a very normal sentiment to have, a very human emotion to have. However, there is no attorney, no ethical attorney that can guarantee an approval. Those are the rules of ethics for lawyers licensed in New York State. We cannot guarantee an approval. And you, as the client, you're paying for a legal service. You're not paying for an outcome, because in the immigration world, the adjudication process is not undergone by an attorney, right? It's not like we are sending the petitions and the officer is an attorney well versed in immigration laws. The petition is being reviewed by an officer, so, and most likely a person that does not have a law degree. So that in itself presents a couple of issues. That doesn't mean that the person or the officer is not going to understand the case or understand the petition. It just means that it's going to be reviewed by someone who is a non-attorney, which means that he or she is not going to understand the nuances that the attorney does who prepared the petition. Therefore, attorneys are bound by rules of ethics in the practice of law. So when a client asks me, what are my chances of getting approved, or can you guarantee me an approval? In fact, someone just emailed me this weekend saying that they wanted me to guarantee them an approval on an EB1 green card case. And unfortunately, the rules of ethics state that I cannot guarantee that. Even if there were no such rule, I would not guarantee an approval, because that is impossible to do. There are lots of different factors that go into the approval, not only the petition prepared by the attorney, again, a host of factors which go into the approval of a petition. So the best question to ask when you're working with an attorney, or when you're interviewing different attorneys to work on your cases, not can you guarantee me an approval, but what is your recent experience with your approved cases, with your cases that have been RFE'd, and with your cases that have been denied? That will give you a little bit more insight into the strategy that the attorney employs, and possibly discuss the strategy of your case if that is permitted during your orientation or during your consultation with the attorney. But no attorney can guarantee an approval. So again, the top three questions that I get asked when it comes to O-1 visas that do not pertain to the requirements of the O-1 are: number one, do I need a high salary? No, there's no prevailing wage in the O-1 world like there is in the H-1B world. However, you should be making a livable wage based on your industry and based on your location. The second question is, how can I find a job? How can I secure work? Can you help me get a job? And the answer to that is no. An attorney cannot get involved in business dealings if he or she is representing you in immigration for an immigration petition. So an attorney cannot um, advise you on how to get a job for your O-1 petition. That is your responsibility as the client. The attorney is there to prepare the legal documents. Now, is it possible to secure work for the next 3 years? Absolutely. I have clients who do it every day. And even in industries that are not so stable, such as the modeling and acting industry, it is definitely, or even fashion photography, it is definitely possible to secure work for the next 3 years if that's what you want for your O-1, if you want to secure the full 3 years. And the final question that I always get asked is, can you guarantee an approval? No ethical attorney can guarantee an approval. They could probably speak to their experience with approvals with regards to your case type, which is perfectly permissible, but an attorney cannot guarantee you an approval. So unfortunately, if that's what you're looking for when you're looking for an attorney, that's not the right question to ask. The right question to ask is, what is your experience with my industry and the O-1? What is your experience with recent RFEs and recent approvals and recent denials? That will give you insight onto the into the attorney strategy and what's going on with USCIS. Because, like I said, there are many factors that go into an approval. Not only the preparation of the petition. The preparation of the petition is extremely important. But when you're filing the petition, so are you filing it in the fall or the summer? What profession you're filing under? Are you filing as a singer or as a dancer? Those two professions are highly RFE'd. Even the most qualified are almost always RFE'd. Are you filing with well-known jobs and well-known companies, or are you just filing with small projects? Do you have a lot of press? And if you do have a lot of press, is it good press? Are you filing premium processing or regular processing? All of these issues are contemplated during the approval of the petition. So, like I said, the petition is prepared by the attorney to the best of his or her ability with the information that is given to the attorney by the client. But again, many factors go into the approval of the petition. So again, those are the top 3 questions I always get asked. So hopefully I saved you some time when you're interviewing attorneys, that you'll ask different questions that will provide you more detailed and personalized insight onto your situation and what you need for your case and the best strategy to secure an approval. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Again, I will be speaking at Cardozo Law School tomorrow evening. It's a great honor to be recognized for my work by my peers in the field. And please follow us on social media and stay tuned to more updates and more information about the O-1. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.